Welcome to VLearn Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 13 of Personal Administration and the topic is Career Planning and Development. Topics to be covered are Career Planning and Development, its meaning, importance of Career Planning and Development, classification of career, steps for career planning and development, career stages, typical career pattern. Now come to the first topic, that is meaning of career planning and development. Broadly, the term career is used to refer to an individual's entire work life. It can be defined in a narrow sense to be the succession of jobs and or ranks held by a person in a particular organization. An individual's career begins with placement in a job and ends with departure from the organization, which may be through retirement, resignation and death. In between, the career progression consists of changing tasks in various jobs, temporary or permanent promotion, transfer, etc. Now there are three definitions are presented. First one is career planning and development are concepts which include all those events either happening to or initiated by individuals which affect a person's progress or promotion, his/her winding and or changing employment possibilities and acquiring a different and normal higher status, better conditions of service or increased satisfaction with the job. Now these definitions revolve around event or occurrence of an individual goes through during his or her work period which take him or her through the hierarchical ladder, expand his or her areas of duties and responsibilities, lead to pay rise and elevate his or her status. Career development is a process which enables an organization to meet its current and projected manpower requirement through provisions of career opportunities for its employees. It aims at optimizing the effectiveness of human resource of the organization through planned development and their knowledge, skills and potentialities. This definition places greater emphasis on the organization and the objectives which are accomplished through developing the careers of individuals working in it. Third one is career planning refers to planned and systematic progression of events and development in the field of work or vocation of individuals during employable period of their life. This definition seeks to balance the two dimensions, that is the objective of organization and the individual ambitions of getting to the top career. It cannot be forgotten it is intensely particularistic in its basics. It must relate to an individual without whom it loses all relevance. Now, the basics character of career development is futuristic in the sense that its policies and programs are devoted to tomorrow. It envisions distant horizons, that is futures of the human components of organization in the context of complemental development potentials. It is multidimensional in the sense that broadly all the functions of management and multi-tiered aspects of personnel policy and practices from entry in the organization to the point of separation from it includes, for example, recruitment, probation, training, deployment, transfer, promotion, motivation, etc. have a bearing on career development. Career development is considered to be the pivot around which the entire personnel management system revolves. It is the hyphen that joins each stage, phase, event of individual's work life. It is the buckle that fastens an employee to the organization. Now, importance of career planning and development. Since the most valuable asset of an organization is human resources which generate the needed manpower, it is essential to retain them and develop them to their fullest potential. Career planning and development benefits both the individual and the organization. Adequate succession planning helps an organization by providing continuity and generating employees' motivation, and also if the organization is to survive and prosper in an even changing environment, its human resource must be in constant state of development. Career planning and development is required and hence has to be designed to fulfill the following basic objective. First one is to secure the right person at the right time in the right place. It assures the adequate availability of qualified personnel in the organization for future openings. This has two effects, positively and negatively. Positively, to make succession planning timely and smoothly, and negatively, to avoid a square peg in a round hole in the organization. Second, to ensure that the road to the top is open for all. To facilitate effective development of available talent. Next, to impart to the employees maximum satisfaction consistent with their qualifications, experience, competence, performance, as well as individualistic need and expectations, leading to a harmonious balance between personal and organizational objectives. Individuals who see that their personal development needs are met tend to be more satisfied with their jobs and the organizations. And to strengthen the organization's manpower retention program based on adequacy of career compensation motivation management, it seeks to improve the organizational ability to attract and retain high talent personals. Since outstanding employees always are scared and they usually find considerable degree of competition to secure their services, such people may give preference to employers who demonstrate a concern for their employees' future. Proper career planning and development would ensure again any possible dislocation, discontinuity and turnover of manpower. Now, classifications of career. So, career can be of three subtypes. First, monolithic career is identified with pursuance of career in other institutions or departmental jurisdiction. Cadre career is one where a cluster or conglomerations of posts are arranged vertically, that is hierarchy from lower to higher with different levels of responsibilities. Here, any member belonging to that cadre can be deployed to any of the posts within the cadre jurisdiction, commensurates with the seniority, pay, experience, qualification, etc. Intergovernmental careers are identified with more than a single governmental jurisdiction. An example for this is All India Service, where members belonging to this service move from center to the state to occupy administrative positions. In America also, a good example of this kind of career pattern has been discernibly characterized by movement among the three levels of public employment: federal, state and local. This type of career pattern in a sense indicate the end of monolithic career identified with one institution or government. There can be also two other concepts of career, namely closed career and open career. Now, closed career system can be described as monastic systems, which means that once at the young age, usually predetermined, one enters the monastery or a specific cadre order. One has to spend an entire lifetime in that jurisdiction with no chance of coming out of it. And the open type career system permits entrance at any or all grade levels through this multi-level induction, would be governed by certain qualifications, requirements and competitive eligibility conditions prescribed for such grades or groups of categories of posts. Now, there can be further classification of career system, that is, first one is rank in job. In this, the focus is on the assignment that job to be performed and the fitting of an individual into the job. It is a logical corollary of systematic divisions of responsibilities and division of labor. Rank in corps, the focus is on the persons. This system facilitates the matching of employee skills with job needs. Now, steps for career planning and development. The career planning and development process is a continuous endeavor. If career means a continuous and long stretch of professional work life covering a series of jobs or positions of higher responsibilities commensurate with time and experience, then there should be some planning imparting management programs for the incumbents, whether they are operated through cadre system or position classification. This begins with the placement of person through recruitment, goes on to ensure their growth potentiality through training and promotions, adaptations of proper retention systems. Now, recruitment to the position in government is done from the open market to fill in the jobs in the organization. It is undertaken after doing a good preparatory assessment of current needs and anticipated manpower requirements on the basis of an analysis of estimated growth of the organization, its diversification of functions and necessary skills required. An important first step in this procedure is to prepare an inventory of positions giving information about the duties, responsibilities and functions of each job, together with the requisite academic qualifications, training in skills and personality traits essential for performing these duties and discharging the responsibilities. On the personal side, for a proper development of career, it is simultaneously necessary to take stock of currently available manpower resources, compilation of requisite biodata of existing incumbents covering the level of their knowledge, academic qualifications and training. This should also indicate a chronological record of different assignments held, skill drills gone through, levels and kinds of exposure and quality of performance. If recruitment from open market is to be designed, any such policy should be based on the organization's philosophy or ideological concern, and the organization has to decide whether problem of tomorrow can be solved by existing people with some appropriate training or retraining, whether there should be lateral entry in each grade, what should be the correct age distribution of recruits, etc. Once the answer to these are determined, the organization can proceed further. Now, promotion. There is no doubt that promotion basically must be related to the tomorrows of the organization. It is important to note that current competencies of individual cannot alone be the basis for elevations, but certain relevant traits are required like growth potentiality, capacity to take on higher responsibilities, risk bearing, dynamisms, a vision and a perception of for total organizational progress. Indeed, if rewards are not commensurate with demonstrated accomplishments, the organization is bound to suffer. Career planning must include not only the very best and brilliant achievers in the organization, but also those who are senior, averagely competent and adequate, and who have rendered long service by growing with the organization. The whole system of promotion owes its rationale to two important factors. First, personal factors connected with the reward for longevity, loyalty and good work, motivation for better performance, urge for recognition, search for job satisfaction and goal of self-actualization or fulfillment. Organizational factor connected with accomplishment of its objectives through obtaining a right person at the right time within its own jurisdiction, generation and availability of such requisite skills and specialized knowledge specific to the relevant task and programs. Career development thus will need to be balanced and dovetailed with the appropriate criteria for promotional decisions. The organization should pay proper attention to the handling of proper people of different nature, like for example those who are overconfident, those who are impatient, insecure, etc. Programs of retraining adapted to individual needs of each target group, as different career types required to be planned and managed differently. Retention. Non-financial compensation covers the satisfaction that the person receives by performing meaningful job, task or from the physical and psychological environment in which the job is performed. The motivation management operates through benefits, satisfiers, motivators and so on is crucial in career planning and development. Creating a sound infrastructure for satisfying the hierarchy of needs is equally an essential component. Motivation and satisfaction should be built into the job, internalized in the organization's cultural system. The organization must have continual concern in the future of the employees, their careers, whose development management has to be within their agenda of activities. Now, career stage. Individuals have different career development needs at different stage in their careers. When an organization recruits an employee in any of the grades of its cadre for a fairly long tenure, the employer must not only take interest in but also take constructive charge of the employee's career from then on. On entry, the employee is in a kind of budding stage, which really in the formative phase of his or her career. The organizational responsibility at this stage is to ensure that the employee's concerns are taken care of. She is helped to settle down and establish himself or herself. And the next phase is the establishment and developmental stage. This involves growing and getting established in the career. During this early career period, the executive would be in the junior administrative grade or selection grade. In this stage, it is necessary to develop strategies for motivating a plateaued employee so that he or she continued to be productive. The executive's manager from this point reach the higher career stage, which would be stable or mature. People here would be in the super time scale, occupying senior management positions involving high level policy and programming assignments. Now, typical career pattern. The typical career pattern of a person belonging to the Indian Administrative Service, an IAS officer in the junior scale on the entry to the service takes up junior positions in subdivisions, magistracy in cities, metropolitan areas, senior subdivisions charge or independent office charge in collectorate. After 9 years of service, an IAS officer while on deputation to central government can be deputy secretary and director in the 14th year before entering the selection grade. After 17 years of service, she can become joint secretary in the center and in the state become commissioner of a division or equivalent positions, including secretary to the state government in the super time scale officers. Now there are some questions on the basis of this session. First one is explain the meaning of career planning and development, and second is what are the different stages in the career of an employee. That's it for this session. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.